Have you ever wondered why some people stay sharp, active, and vibrant well into their 90s, while others seem to fade after 65? What if the secret to a long, thriving life is already hidden in your daily habits, waiting to be uncovered? In this video, we're diving into 8 subtle, often overlooked signs that your body and mind are built to go the distance, potentially past 100. These aren't the loud, flashy markers like running marathons or lifting weights. They're quiet, powerful clues woven into your routine, revealing your resilience, inner strength, and natural rhythm. You need to watch this video until the end because it's not just about spotting these signs. It's about learning how to nurture them to transform your everyday life. From the peace you find in solitude to the way you move with purpose, each sign offers practical insights you can apply immediately to boost your health and longevity. We'll show you how small, intentional choices, like eating simply or embracing routine, can shield your body from stress, enhance your mental clarity, and even slow aging. Plus, you'll discover inspiring stories, like 83-year-old George, who finds joy in life's simplest moments despite loss. By the end, you'll not only recognize your hidden strengths but also gain a clear roadmap to cultivate them for decades to come. Hit that like button, subscribe, and stick with us. Your future self will thank you. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. Number 1. Feeling deeply at ease when you're alone. One of the most surprising and beautiful signs that you might be destined for a long, healthy life lies in how you experience solitude. It's not loneliness, nor a sense of emptiness, but rather a profound sense of peace when you are by yourself. If you find comfort in your own company, if your mind doesn't race when you're alone, that's something worth cherishing and nurturing. It's more than a trait. It's a quiet, subtle superpower that many overlook. So many people fill their lives with noise, distraction, and constant stimulation, running from moments of quiet because solitude often feels like a threat. They avoid it at all costs, unaware that by doing so, they might be running away from a treasure. But when you can sit in silence without feeling anxious, when the peace of your presence feels like a soothing companion, you're experiencing something truly precious. This steadiness, this calm, goes beyond just being comfortable alone. It's a sign of emotional resilience and inner strength. Studies have shown that people who embrace solitude, not as a source of discomfort but as a source of peace, tend to experience lower stress levels, better heart health, and a more balanced nervous system. You might notice this peace in the simplest moments. When you enjoy long, solitary walks through nature, or sip a cup of coffee in the quiet of your home, without needing to scroll through your phone or check the latest news. While others may complain of boredom or feel lost in their thoughts, you are fully content, experiencing the moment in its purest form. This emotional self-reliance is not about being introverted, but about being whole. It's about finding your center and carrying it with you. In a world that constantly pushes us to seek external validation, it's a rare gift to be able to stand firm in who we are, independent of what others expect or demand. It's a skill that, over time, leads to an emotional calm that is incredibly rare in today's fast-paced, often chaotic world. Loneliness, on the other hand, is a silent killer. Persistent loneliness accelerates aging, weakens the immune system, and increases the risk of cognitive decline. But the solitude we're talking about here? It's not just being alone. It's being at peace within yourself, living from the inside out. It's knowing that your sense of worth does not rely on others. It's feeling like your soul is nourished, not by the outside world, but by the calm that you've cultivated from within. People who have reached this state radiate a quiet, magnetic energy. They don't get caught up in drama. They don't rush or become flustered by urgency. They listen more than they speak, offering calm advice when needed, and when they do speak, others listen. Their presence is soothing, like a balm for the soul. It's not just attractive, it's protective. It shields you from the emotional storms that can drain your vitality and shorten your life. The beauty of this inner peace is that it's not something you're born with. It's something you evolve into over time. If you're in your 50s, 60s, or even 70s, and you find that solitude doesn't shake you like it might have when you were younger, take a moment to acknowledge that. It's not just a sign of growing older, it's a quiet victory. You've worked to build a rich, solid inner life, independent of the constant noise and distractions of the outside world. In the world's longest living populations, from the islands of Okinawa to the hills of Sardinia, this inner sense of peace is a shared trait. These people are grounded in their routines, spiritually connected, and emotionally stable. Their lives are a reflection of that calm center they carry within them, and it nourishes every part of their being. Like fresh air filling their lungs, invigorating their bodies, and prolonging their lives. So, if you find that being alone brings you clarity, rest, and even happiness, recognize that it's not just a personality trait, it's a powerful marker of internal peace. And more importantly, it's one of the hidden signs that you're built to go the distance, to live a long, rich life, full of vitality and purpose. Number 2. Waking up naturally without an alarm clock. It may seem like a small thing, but waking up without an alarm clock is a profound sign of vitality and longevity. At first, it might seem inconsequential, something we often overlook in the chaos of daily life. But when you stop and think about it, this simple act speaks volumes about how well your body's internal systems are working. It's a quiet, beautiful confirmation that your body is in sync with the natural rhythms of the world. Having a strong, consistent circadian rhythm, the body's natural clock, is one of the clearest indicators of health, particularly as we age. Think about it. When you're 65 or older and you can wake up with the sunrise, without needing that harsh jolt from an alarm clock, it's a sign that your body and mind are working together in perfect harmony. It's almost poetic when you consider it. Your body doesn't need to be forced awake. It knows when to rise and when to rest. That's something to hold on to with pride. This natural wake-up pattern doesn't just happen by chance. It's a reflection of years spent nurturing your health, through habits that promote calmness, low-stress living, and a balanced internal environment. Research supports this. People who maintain a regular sleep-wake cycle tend to enjoy better metabolisms, more stable blood pressure, and a stronger, more resilient immune system. These things don't come easily. They are the product of years of listening to your body and respecting its natural needs. And then, there's how you feel when you wake up. Imagine opening your eyes and feeling alert and clear-headed, without reaching for that second or third cup of coffee just to feel human. This is the essence of graceful aging, a reflection of how far you've come in honoring your body's natural rhythms. Sure, we all have our off days when sleep doesn't come easily, but if you're generally waking up with a sunrise, it's a sign that your body is still functioning at its best, aligned with the world around you. I've watched older friends of mine, many in their 80s, wake up like this. Not out of obligation, but because their bodies are ready for the day. They rise early, stretch, prepare a light breakfast, and begin their day at a pace that many of us, even in our younger years, would envy. It's not rushed or frantic. It's calm and full of purpose. Their morning routines are not just about starting the day. They're a testament to how they've cared for their bodies over the years. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Here's the deeper truth. When you wake up naturally, it means that your sleep has fulfilled its true role. Sleep isn't just a time to rest. It's a time to repair, restore, and rebuild. Every night, quality sleep helps to heal your body, regulate hormones, and even clear out toxins from your brain. So, waking up without an alarm isn't just about convenience or habit, it's about balance. It means that your lifestyle is in harmony with your body's natural needs, and this is a gift that should never be taken for granted. Take a moment to appreciate this. If you're someone who rises before the alarm or, better yet, haven't needed one in years, take it as a beautiful sign. Your body is telling you, I'm still in rhythm. I'm still working exactly as I was meant to. And that, my friend, is something truly precious. Don't let that go unnoticed. You've earned it. Number 3, forgetting the little things, but holding on to the big ones. Forgetting the small things, while holding on to the big ones. This phenomenon, which many of us may experience as we age, can initially feel unsettling. Perhaps you misplace your keys, or you walk into a room and can't recall why you're there. At first, it may seem alarming, even a bit frustrating. But what if I told you that this seemingly concerning lapse in memory could be a sign of something wonderful happening in your brain? When the little things slip through your fingers, but your memory of the core lessons, the important relationships, and the deep insights you've gathered over the years remains strong, you're witnessing a healthy process of aging. The brain, in its infinite wisdom, doesn't forget everything equally. It chooses. And with age, something truly remarkable happens. It begins to discard the trivial and the unimportant, and instead, prioritizes preserving what is truly meaningful. This isn't a failure or a flaw in the brain's function. It's an extraordinary upgrade. It means your mind is shifting from the noise of everyday details to focus on depth, prioritizing wisdom over the overload of information that can sometimes suffocate us. If you occasionally forget a name, but can clearly remember the life lessons your father imparted to you about patience or the way your spouse looked at you on your wedding day, that is not a loss, it's a gift. It's the kind of gift that connects us to something far more profound than the names of acquaintances or the mundane events of the day. What you're keeping isn't just data, it's heart-centered meaning. And that kind of meaning is what keeps the mind vibrant, alive, and purposeful. As the years go by, we start to notice a certain kind of clarity emerging within us. The small worries that once consumed our thoughts, whether we remembered every little detail, begin to fade away. We let go of the need to be perfect and embrace the understanding that, at this stage in life, our brain instinctively knows what's worth keeping and what's not. You might forget what you watched on TV last night, but you'll never forget the exact moment your grandchild was born or the invaluable lessons that came from facing life's most difficult challenges. The research into memory and aging has revealed something extraordinary. This selective memory retention is not only normal, it's a built-in defense mechanism. Studies show that people who retain vivid emotional and moral memories, even as they may forget everyday tasks, often experience lower levels of anxiety, depression, and even a slower cognitive decline. This isn't just the brain aging, it's the brain protecting what's essential. You may also notice that, as time passes, you're better able to see the bigger picture. You respond with more patience, forgive more readily, and reflect more deeply on life. This isn't just aging, this is the blossoming of wisdom. Years of experience have shaped your ability to discern what truly matters, what endures, and what simply fades away. Think about it. How many of us in our 20s could truly engage in a meaningful conversation about finding inner peace or navigating through grief? Now, you can. And even if now and then you search for the right word, what you offer in return is invaluable perspective. A perspective that younger generations simply haven't had the time to earn yet. So, yes, maybe you sometimes misplace your glasses or forget to pick up a prescription. But if you can still comfort a crying child, lift someone's spirits with just a few words, or remind a friend of their worth when they've lost sight of it, let me tell you something. Your mind is sharper than you think. These are the kinds of memories, these deeper connections, that not only help you relate to others in more meaningful ways, they reinforce your sense of self, keeping you strong and resilient from the inside out. It's the kind of strength that comes from the quiet wisdom of a life well lived. Number 4. Complaining less than people half your age. Complaining less than people half your age might not seem like a big deal at first glance, but if you've noticed that you've become less vocal about your aches, the injustices of the world, or the annoying little things that used to get under your skin, it's revealing something profoundly powerful about you. Something that's worth celebrating. When you cultivate a calm, low-stress attitude, it's not just about being pleasant for others to be around. It's so much more than that. It's like you're donning an invisible shield, protecting your body from the invisible threats that stress presents. The thing is, this is one of the most underrated and often overlooked markers of true longevity. Research after research shows just how much chronic stress eats away at our health, particularly as we age. It doesn't just elevate your blood pressure or weaken your immune system. It promotes inflammation, wrecks your joints, and speeds up cellular aging, things we all want to avoid as we move forward in life. But here's the thing. If you've learned to let go of what you can't control, if you've figured out how to brush off frustration instead of letting it fester, and if you're more inclined to smile than stew in anger, your body isn't just noticing that. It's rewarding you for it. It's telling you, well done, with every healthy heartbeat, every calm breath, and every relaxed muscle. I mean, when you find yourself saying, "It is what it is," and you truly, deeply mean it, that's not a sign of giving up or surrendering to the chaos. No, it's a sign of wisdom, the kind that only comes after decades of living, learning, and realizing that most of the things we waste energy on just aren't worth it. You've probably seen it. While others are complaining about the weather, the traffic, or how things just aren't like they used to be, you're sitting back, reflecting, and quietly thinking, life's still pretty good. And that mindset, it's not just rare, it's incredibly healing. There's a quiet strength in it that most people don't understand. Negativity, as harmless as it may seem, is a heavy burden to bear. It tightens your muscles, shortens your breath, and disrupts your sleep. It's like a weight on your chest, making everything feel harder. But peace, true peace, does the opposite. It eases your muscles, steadies your heartbeat, and even improves digestion. It calms you to the core, and interestingly enough, it helps your body repair itself, physically, mentally, and emotionally. You see, this kind of peaceful outlook is not something you're necessarily born with. Many of the longest living people have gone through unimaginable hardship, loss, illness, and more. But what sets them apart isn't that they avoided pain. It's that they emerged stronger, choosing a mindset of perspective and grace over bitterness and anger. I'll never forget meeting a man named James, a 78-year-old who had faced more loss than most could imagine. He'd lost his wife, his siblings, and most of his hearing, yet every morning without fail, he would sit outside with his coffee, nod to the sky, and say, "Another good day." To the untrained eye, it might seem like denial, like he was turning a blind eye to the suffering in his life. But no, what he was doing was pure discipline. It was a conscious habit, built from years of choosing to see the good, to find the light even when things seemed dark. And it wasn't just a momentary thing. It was his lifeline. I'm not saying you should never feel sadness or frustration. That's not realistic, and it's certainly not healthy. You're human, after all. But if those emotions don't control your life, if you find yourself laughing more than you grumble, if you've mastered the art of letting things roll off your back instead of carrying them with you everywhere you go, that's not just a quirky personality trait. No, it's a real, measurable survival skill, one that has been proven to not only improve the quality of your life but also to extend it. So, if people often describe you as easygoing, or if they say that your presence somehow lightens the room, take it as a compliment, not just to your character, but to your heart. It means you've created an emotional climate that's not only healthy for those around you but for you as well. While others burn out from carrying every tiny frustration with them, you'll be the one who moves forward, steadily, with strength, and free from the weight that others bear. Number 5, slower steps but more mindful movement. As we age, you might notice something that seems so subtle yet deeply significant. Your steps may have become slower. It's a common observation, and for some, it might feel like a sign of decline. But here's the key to understanding it. Slow steps don't necessarily mean something is wrong. On the contrary, they can be an incredibly positive signal that your body and mind are learning to synchronize in a way that protects you. When your movements slow down but become more intentional, more deliberate, it's a powerful indicator that you're not just moving for the sake of movement, you're moving with purpose. You're prioritizing balance, control, and most importantly, your safety. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. In a world that glorifies speed and rushes us to keep up with a fast-paced world, it's important to realize that speed is not the ultimate goal, especially as we get older. The rush to get somewhere quickly can become a risk for falling, for losing control. But when you slow down, when you start moving with mindfulness, paying attention to every shift in your weight, to where your feet land, you're practicing self-preservation most profoundly. This slow pace isn't a weakness. It's wisdom in action. I often find myself admiring the sight of someone in their 60s or 70s carefully using a handrail to ascend a staircase. It's not because they are frail, but because they are wise enough to understand their body and the world around them. That kind of awareness is not only a reflection of physical well-being, but it's also a sign of mental clarity. It shows that the brain and body are still communicating efficiently. The thoughtfulness behind every step is your body's way of telling you that it's still engaged, still aware, still strong. And it's not just about how you walk. This mindful movement shows up in every part of your life. It's in how you rise from a chair, how you reach for something on the top shelf, and how you navigate your way through a crowded room. Slow, deliberate actions are the hallmark of someone who's not just surviving but truly living. Yes, fast, impulsive movements might look youthful, but they come with risks. As we get older, the best protection we have is not speed, but steady, intentional movement. This type of movement is based on experience, not reaction. It's the kind of movement that can prevent major injuries, help maintain independence, and allow us to lead richer, fuller lives. After all, one bad fall can change everything. However, people who reach 100 often have remarkably few major setbacks in their lives, and mindful movement plays a huge role in that. This kind of movement reflects more than just physical health. It speaks to mental clarity, too. When your brain is sharp and clear, your body moves thoughtfully. You assess your surroundings with care, judge distances accurately, and act accordingly. This seamless connection between the brain, senses, and muscles acts as one of your most powerful silent guardians against the ravages of time. It's important to note that many long-lived individuals build rituals around movement. Daily walks, morning stretches, and Tai Chi in the park. These aren't exercises meant to enhance vanity. They are sacred practices of mindfulness, moments to connect with their bodies, with their breath, and with a deeper purpose. It's these kinds of rituals that anchor them to life and help them remain engaged with the world around them. So, if you find yourself moving slower, but more mindfully, if your posture is straight and your eyes are scanning the world around you with careful attention, know this: you're not declining. You're evolving. You are learning to value presence over speed. In a society that often equates slowness with frailty, let me tell you the truth. Slowness with control is one of the greatest strengths you can possess. So, don't second-guess your careful steps. Every step you take is a reflection of your resilience, your wisdom, and your commitment to your well-being. You're not just moving through life. You're practicing an art that extends your life. People who live into their 80s or 90s have likely faced at least one major health scare, but the real difference is in how they bounce back. They didn't just survive their health challenges. They recovered, renewed, and thrived. Their bodies and minds understand how to heal themselves. It's as if they possess an invisible repair team working tirelessly to mend tissues, regulate blood sugar and pressure, and keep their systems running smoothly. But it's not just biological. It's also about belief. It's waking up each day, even when your joints ache, even when the house feels a little too quiet, and choosing to keep moving forward. It's staying curious about life, learning new things, picking up new hobbies, and showing up for others. That spark of engagement, that refusal to just settle into mere survival, is what separates those who age with grace from those who simply grow older. So, if you've ever had that moment where you realize that the doctor who once treated your aches and pains is no longer around, but you're still here, still cooking meals, still laughing at your favorite shows, and still fixing the little things around the house, that's not just time passing. That's your body sending a message loud and clear. I'm still here. I still have a purpose. And that, my friend, is a beautiful thing. Number 6. Eating simply and stopping before full. If you've naturally developed the habit of eating just enough, pausing before you feel overly stuffed, and choosing nourishing, simple meals over rich, indulgent ones, you're embracing something much more powerful than a mere diet. You're tapping into a fundamental truth of longevity. It's not about following the latest nutrition trend or meticulously counting calories. It's about listening to your body's instincts. As we age, our instincts around food can sharpen, and that's not just coincidence. It's wisdom. When you begin to crave less, to stop before overindulging, that's your body guiding you, showing you how to care for it, how to fuel it just enough to thrive. This is a signal worth cherishing. Too often, society tells us that longevity requires a perfect diet, the latest superfoods, precise calorie limits, or some miracle supplement that promises immortality. But when we look at the people who truly live beyond 100, what stands out isn't their adherence to a rigid diet, it's what they avoid. They don't gorge themselves on overstuffed plates. They don't obsess over every bite. Instead, they eat until they're satisfied, and then they stop. It's not about perfection. It's about moderation. If you found yourself gravitating towards smaller portions or less heavy meals, that's not just a shift in preference. It's your body tapping into something ancient and vital. It's a sign of wisdom. A sign of choosing to nourish your body instead of feeding it emotional cravings or mindless habits. This simple act of moderation has profound effects on the body. It eases digestion, keeps blood sugar stable, reduces inflammation, and shields vital organs, like the heart and brain, from unnecessary strain. When we aren't constantly loading our systems with excess, our bodies can function at their best. We give them the space to recover, to thrive. It's almost as though the body has become a finely tuned instrument, playing the melody of health with every carefully chosen bite. Consider the people of Okinawa, one of the world's most renowned blue zones, where they practice the concept of hara hachibiyu, eating until they're about 80% full. This principle of gentle restraint, if practiced consistently, doesn't just extend their lives, it enhances their quality of life, too. Their bodies get the rest they need, without the stress of constant overconsumption. Perhaps you've started noticing this in yourself. You no longer crave second helpings. The rich, sugary desserts don't pull at you the way they once did. And instead, you find true satisfaction in the simplicity of a fresh bowl of fruit, a warm soup, or a soothing cup of tea. This isn't about a loss of appetite, it's an elevation of awareness. By slowing down, savoring each bite, chewing thoughtfully, and enjoying your meal without distraction, you activate your body's parasympathetic nervous system. This is the rest and digest mode, where healing happens, stress melts away, and the aging process is positively impacted. I've seen this wisdom reflected again and again in those who live long, vibrant lives. They don't eat to fill an emotional void. They eat to nourish, and they tend to enjoy their meals in peaceful environments, often seated at a table, not distracted by a screen or the noise of the outside world. So, if you've noticed food becoming simpler, more balanced, and more peaceful for you, don't brush it off as just a sign of aging. Recognize it as something more. It's wisdom. It's your body knowing what it needs and showing you the way to thrive. Number 7. Finding joy in routine, not just novelty. We live in a world obsessed with novelty. New gadgets, new destinations, new experiences, new trends. Every advertisement, every social media post, and every conversation seems to demand that we stay on the cutting edge, always chasing the next big thing. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that a fulfilling life must be packed with constant change, something always new to keep us entertained. But here's the often overlooked truth. Those who live long, healthy, and deeply satisfying lives don't necessarily find their joy in the latest thrill. They often find it in the simple, comforting embrace of the familiar. I've come to believe that there is true wisdom in this. If you've learned to appreciate the quiet beauty of your daily habits, don't mistake it for stagnation. It's a sign of strength, of understanding what matters. The world may push us toward ever-changing novelty, but there's a deeper peace to be found in the rhythms of ordinary life. Watering the plants each morning, taking a slow, peaceful walk after lunch, listening to the same radio station that's always been there while preparing dinner. These aren't just mindless routines. They are the invisible stabilizers of our lives. Your nervous system knows it, even if your mind doesn't always acknowledge it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Routine helps regulate your body's internal clock, leading to better sleep, smoother digestion, and a calmer, steadier mind. It reduces anxiety by providing predictability, a sense of order in a world that often feels chaotic. Most importantly, it clears mental space, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, deepening connections, reflecting quietly, and expressing authentic gratitude. I remember chatting with William, an 82-year-old man who'd eaten the same breakfast every day for over 30 years. To him, it wasn't boring or monotonous. He said it was liberating. "It gives me space to focus on the important things," he told me with a wide, radiant smile. That kind of clarity, that ability to move through the day with intention instead of feeling scattered by endless distractions, is one of the greatest gifts of aging. Perhaps you've discovered, as I have, that having a structured day brings a sense of peace. Those small rituals, morning stretches, an afternoon coffee, evening calls to loved ones, anchor your life in a way that feels meaningful and grounding. These aren't just habits. They are signals that your mind and body have created a safe, nurturing space where you can truly thrive. There's a power in that. And here's something even more profound. Routine doesn't shrink your world. It does the opposite. It expands your inner world. By grounding yourself in simple, consistent actions, you free up your heart and mind to appreciate the subtleties of life. It's in those moments, the way sunlight filters through your window in the early morning, the rhythmic cadence of your breathing, and the comforting, quiet beauty of your favorite chair. These small, repeated moments are the building blocks of a rich, meaningful life. Sure, adventure still has its place. After all, we all crave newness at times. But the true peace comes, not from chasing after novelty, but from honoring what already works, the habits, the rhythms, and the relationships you've built. If you can do that, if you can find fulfillment in these everyday moments, then you've truly arrived at something extraordinary, something rare. People who live to 100 often cling to routines that feel almost sacred, eating meals at regular times, walking familiar paths, speaking gently to the same faces. And in that repetition, they don't find boredom. No, they find something far more profound: belonging. A deep sense of being rooted in something real. So, if your days feel familiar, if your rhythms feel right, if you no longer need constant novelty to feel alive, then that's not a sign of slowing down or being stuck. It's a sign you've truly found something that many people spend their entire lives searching for. As we come to the end of this video, I invite you to take a quiet moment to reflect. Maybe one of these signs resonated with you. Maybe several surprised you. But if you're 60, 65, or even 80 years old, and you see these patterns in your life, I want you to hear this clearly. You're doing better than you think. These signs, this kind of peace, aren't loud or showy. They don't come with fanfare, but they are powerful beyond measure. They point to longevity that isn't manufactured in hospitals or gyms, but carefully cultivated day after day through small, intentional choices. You don't need to run marathons or chase monumental dreams to be on the path toward living to 100. Sometimes, the strongest signs of resilience are the quietest ones. How you breathe through stress, how you eat with mindfulness, how you move with intention, and how you still find joy in the ordinary, in the simple and the familiar. These are the true hallmarks of a life well lived. As we wrap up this video, I want to take a moment to reflect with you. We've explored the powerful impact of routine and how it can bring a sense of peace, joy, and fulfillment to our lives, especially as we get older. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you've learned today that you're going to bring into your own life? Maybe it's the power of small, intentional habits or the peace that comes from embracing the familiar. Whatever it is, I invite you to share it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to give us a like, share it with someone who might benefit, and of course, subscribe to our channel for more content just like this. We appreciate your support, and we're so glad to have you with us on this journey toward a longer, healthier, and more meaningful life.